is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with another video. We're going to talk about Rudy Gobert being potentially traded from the Utah Jazz. They franchise-changing center, a guy that has been a back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year and has an argument for 3 straight, the All-Star for the first time this year. Rudy Gobert is on the move, and I'm going to tell you 5 teams that can potentially trade for Rudy Gobert. I think he's an excellent pickup for a lot of teams. He can really be that missing piece and really can help elevate other teams' ceilings because of his rebound, rim protection, and his IQ, his screen setting, and the fact that he's not a terrible free throw shooter for a center. He has a lot of good things going for him. He has continued to improve, having the best season of his career this year. And with his contract coming up, you would think that he'll try to have even a better year, which means you get a better player. The problem with Gobert is we don't really know how much you have to give up for Utah to trade him if they do. He still might not be traded. This is just a fun video that just to tell you my opinion. But majority of the teams on this list either need a center, can use an upgrade at center, or they have enough young pieces to trade something interesting back that's fair or even potentially fair for a team. This is not in order. This is just 5 teams I think that can use Gobert, and I won't tell you how he can fit. So let's start off. Sacramento Kings. They have Harry Giles. They have Big Bagley, who can't stay healthy. Gobert is a significantly better defender than all of those guys. The Kings like to get up and down. Willie CauleyStein had a very good year. They utilized him very good last year with the Kings. And a lot of people was talking about how good he was. He wasn't the greatest, wasn't amazing. He's not the defender, not the rebounder, not the player that Gobert is. But he fit their system. He fit their identity. And he was almost a perfect fit with the roster that they had last year, even though they let him go because they had an abundance of big guys already. So somebody had to go, and it ended up being Stein. But with that being said, Gobert can have a similar and a more significant impact than what Willie CauleyStein did for this King team last year. He's just a much all-around and better player and an upgrade over guys like Bagley and Giles. And on top of that, the Kings don't really need guys that need the ball like Bagley. Bagley wants to have the ball. He wants to score. They got Fox. They got Barnes. They got Hill. They got Bogdanovich. They don't really need another scoring player. And Gobert is a guy that doesn't care about his touches significantly. He's going to run the rim. He's going to run on the break. He's going to finish with putbacks. And he's going to get the shots that he needs to get in whenever he gets them. And he's not going to complain. So I think he would be a perfect fit just because Stein was so great for them last year, and he's just a significantly better player. Plus, they have a lot of picks and a lot of young players that they can package together that can get an interesting offer for Gobert. Probably the best offer they can really get outside of another team that's on this list, which will make Utah more enticed to make a deal to let go of their franchise center if they can get a decent haul from a team that just collecting assets and they need to find another way to get over the top and make it to the playoffs like they've been trying to do the last 2 seasons. The Kings been runner-up to that 8th spot. They keep getting close, keep getting close. One thing that they can use is a better defender, somebody that's going to hold them accountable, somebody that's going to go out there and do his part without complaining, and Gobert can do those things, and he has proven that from playing with Utah. So I think the Kings should be in on him. The Hornets, they've been looking for a rim protector for a while. They tried Dwight Howard. It just didn't work. They tried Bismack Biyombo. Just didn't work. And I think that with their perimeter play, with guys like Terry Rozier having a decent season for them, Devontae Graham having a season that a lot of people see that he can play, a lot of people have respect for him. It would be good for them to get a guy that's going to come in, do the dirty work, rebound the ball, protect the rim, hold those guys accountable, and really become that anchor that they need on the inside and what they've been looking for. for the last couple years. Yes, they're young. Yes, they're almost at a point where they can be decent. I think Gobert can be that piece that can get them into the playoff contention that they've been trying to do, and he can develop with a lot of the younger guys on his team. The problem is with this is if they give up the assets that they have and the picks that they have, is it realistic that Gobert will want to stay in Charlotte? He's been loyal and really been loyal to Utah, but if Charlotte trade for him and he's almost out of his contract, will he resign with the Charlotte Hornets after they trade their pieces to get him? That's going to be the biggest concern for making a trade for Gobert if you're Charlotte, as if he's really loyal and committed. Do he really want to play there long term? And if he doesn't, then most likely Charlotte won't make a move for him. The New Orleans Pelicans, the only reason people say that, they say Zion, if you want to play him, you need a Serge Ibaka. You need a Marc Gasol, somebody that can stretch out the floor so he can operate in the paint, somebody that can, be able to clear that room for him so he can post up and get line drives. But what people don't know is they've been a better defensive team when Derek Favors is healthy. Derek Favors has been a solid player for them, a great pickup for them. He really wanted to prove that he can play. He really felt like going to New Orleans will revitalize his career, and it did. Even though he was a little banged up and injured throughout the season, Derek Favors is no Rudy Gobert. But if he can anchor that defense and make them respectable, something that the Hornets really, something that the Pelicans really need, I think that that's be a good pickup. Plus, they have an abundance of young talent that they have on this roster, and they have a slew of picks that they can offer and give to Utah to really make that deal something that they can't refuse. This is the team, just like the Kings, that they're almost borderline playoff already. They struggle defensively. They struggle with an identity. They struggle with a scheme on both ends of the court to really execute, and they will get a guy that can really anchor that defense, get people in order, really help out a lot of their guys getting, crossed up and getting beat off the dribble. He can clean up a lot of that if he can stay out of foul trouble. And he's going to be a guy that can really be something of an upgrade over the center position that they have had outside of Anthony Davis. And I think that can accelerate their process of becoming a playoff team right away, just because they're almost there, and their biggest weakness right now is execution on offense and mainly on defense. And then you're adding a guy that's a two-time defensive player of the year to a team that needs a rim protector in defense. It sounds like a match made in heaven, considering that Rudy Gobert is not that old. He's still in his 20s and got a couple more years to go before he's 30, which can fit the timeline of this New Orleans Pelicans team more than what people would think. Dallas Mavericks, they tried using Willie CauleyStein, which was decent. They obviously had the injuries to their other center, Dwight Powell, who was basically a rim running center that had good touch and good feel around the rim and had very good synergy with Rick Carlisle and Luka Doncic. Basically executed what they needed him to do on both ends of the court. Every time he was very valuable to this team, and with him being out long term, will they be able to find a center that can, fill his void consistently in the next couple months? And that's something they're going to have to figure out next year in the regular season, just because he won't be available. Luckily for them, it's a center that's one of the all-stars in the West. Rudy Gobert is available. He can really be a twin tower effect with the West getting bigger in the NBA. A front line of Porzingis and Gobert could be very scary on both ends of the court. The problem is, will they be able to stay on the court in the playoffs? But with every team basically going big and Porzingis being used to playing the power forward position and having another rim protector in there with Gobert, it can be very suffocating and very ugly for you to score and get penetration on this Dallas Mavericks team if Gobert was there. Problem with Dallas is the fit. Will they offensively be a great team with Porzingis and Gobert? I think they'll be fine because they was fine with Powell and Porzingis. And the second thing is, what do they have to give up? This team don't have the best assets to make a trade for Gobert. They don't really have anything that can really make Utah really want to make this trade. Unlike the Hornets, unlike the Pelicans and the Kings, they kind of they got enough to make the trade happen, but they don't have the package that can really make Utah want to say we want that deal. And this could really change the power of the West, having a big three of Gobert, Porzingis, and Luka while he's still on his rookie contract. They can still get another piece and try to be championship contenders right away. The problem is, will Gobert want to stay? And if he does stay, how is him, Luka, and Porzingis going to fit together? Can they really fit enough to win a title? Because if you make that move and you sign and you sign Porzingis already to a max, and then you still have to pay Luka, how much room can they grow? And will that be the piece that will get them to a championship level? If not, they're going to be stuck in great, but not elite. But we won't know until they make the trade and what they have to give up. And then we can start making our speculations. But with Luka only being 2 years into his rookie contract, they still got 2 to 3 more years to build a championship roster while he's on a cheap contract. And Luka seems like he's ready to take over. He seems like he's ready to be a leader, and he seems like one of the best players and unguardable players in the league already. Him having two great defensive players around him, plus another piece, can really make this team a championship team quicker than a lot of us thought. And then, of course, my Celtics. I wanted us to get Mo Bamba, but we didn't get him. We got Robert Williams, but he's not the rim protector that we thought. We ended up losing Al Horford. We didn't even get Porzingis. And now we're in a situation where Daniel Theis has been great. He's stretching the floor. He's on an excellent contract. But we still need that last piece to get us over from a great team to a championship team. And with Brad Stevens' offense and his execution and his schemes have allowed the Celtics to be one of the best defensive teams, I think we're going to have to let go of Marcus Smart, one of the most versatile and well-rounded defenders, but he doesn't have the shot. He doesn't have the size and he doesn't have the mobility that Gobert can bring to the table. Plus, on top of that, one of the biggest weaknesses on this team is rebounding. And I think Gobert will fill that hole. Plus, rim protection is another flaw. He can fill that hole. The problem with the Celtics is, do they really want him? Will he complete this team? As Jaylen Brown just got an extension. They just signed Kemba, and Jason Tatum going to be ready for extension not too long from now either. Will they have the cap space to sign Gobert? Will he stay? And if he does stay, will that be the piece that they need to become a legitimate championship team in the NBA? Not in the East, the entire NBA. And will Tatum and Brown. You got Tatum, you got Brown. You still got Hayward, who you can move to in some picks and some salary to get to Gobert contract. But is losing Hayward worth it? I think so, just because I think he will Gobert will give them a need to be filled. They have a big need for a big guy that can rebound and protect the rim. They don't really need another guy that can play, make, and score because they have Tatum blossoming now, and then Kemba has time now to get healthy now that the season is suspended. And Brown looks like one of the best two-way players in the league, and he's still developing and growing. And a team with that type of identity and that type of defense can really, take this team to another level. The Defensive Player of the Year candidate this year in Rudy Gobert. But not only that, you got to look at it like if you move Gordon Hayward, you can get everybody back to their natural positions. Brown can go to the 2, Tatum can go to the 3, Kemba can play the 4, and then you would just have to figure out who you want. Kemba will play the point, and then you'll just have to figure out who's going to be the 4 in the system, which is more easier to replace than what people think. And they have proven that throughout their last couple years when it comes to bench players and finding a guy that can do the dirty work at that 4 position at a decent contract might be more realistic this summer or next summer than what people would think. But let me know what you guys think. Which one of these teams should make a trade? Do you think you agree with my picks? Do you think that a team should really go for it? Do you think that Gobert is going to stay in Utah? And what team can really use Gobert on this list? But this is just my opinion. Like I usually say, I'm Quinn Wade. My first thing I say is, if you like the video, thanks for the love and support. If you haven't liked yet, like and share. I would really appreciate it. Not only that, like on Facebook to show support. My Facebook will be in the description in the comment section below. Click the link, it'll send you to my YouTube. Click the link, it'll send you to my Facebook. Click the link, it'll send you to my website. If you haven't become a member, becoming a member on my website is absolutely free. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want any merchandise, I have it on my Facebook. You can message me on my Facebook. You can change the color of the shirt, change the color of the logo, and I can get it shipped out to you. All you gotta do is message me. Not only that, you can also Check out my older videos. If you like this video and you like my older videos, become part of the family and subscribe. One thing I will say too is I do make breakdowns of cover summer league. I cover the draft. I cover NBA summer league, the draft, preseason, postseason, the playoffs. I also do trade deadline and free agency. So if you love basketball and you like a video every single day, this is the channel for you. But other than that, thanks for the love, thanks for the support, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for sharing, and thanks for checking out my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. Other than that, I'm gone.